we respect you. We love your work. Congratulations on everything. I know today must be in your household. It must be bliss because the Chicago Bears
Oh, we're gonna
are
win.
still in it. Yeah.
We're gonna win. We're gonna win. I have a good feeling.
Good luck. I'm a Giants fan. We were terrible this year, but we just got Harbaugh from Baltimore. So hopefully, we'll be seeing you guys in playoffs next year.
Next year. Next year. There's always
Next
next
year.
year.
Next year. But good luck to the team, to the Bears this year.
This year we're going to the Super Bowl, baby.
Man, Unreal. Unreal is coming out in a couple of days. And where do you stand on this? Because it's like some people are excited. Everybody's excited. Let me say that. Everybody's excited. But I've heard like Paul Heyman said he didn't like the concept at first. I even think Seth was a little on the fence about the concept. Me as a wrestling fan, I was a little nervous. Where does Becky stand on Unreal?
So look, I kind of sit on both sides of the fence, right? Because I have been a wrestling fan. That's how I started in this business. And I'm also a wrestler who is a bit old school, wants to protect the business. But look, we're not going backwards and we're not putting the toothpaste back in the tube. And, people always say kayfabe is dead. The fact that the word kayfabe means that it's dead means that it's long dead. But uh, but if I put myself back to when I was a wrestling fan, this would have been my dream. This is all I wanted to know. Like, I watched a Mick Foley documentary, I would say hundreds of times. Like, I wanted to know all the secrets. I wanted to know the ins and outs of the business. I remember getting a video tape, I think, of Raven talking about psychology, and I guzzled it down, like it was a 4-course meal. Like, I loved this stuff. I loved seeing how people put things together and how it all worked. So, look, I think that if you do a behind the scenes show of Friends, it's going to take away the magic of that show? No. But at the same time, you're not also selling tickets to see Chandler and Ross kick the bejesus out of each other,
Right.
So it's a little bit different. So I don't know. I have two minds about it. But I think there is some things that still need to be protected. And at the end of the day, it's still a show that's curated and it's produced, um and there will, I think, be things that are still protected. But it gives you the insight into how it's all done, how the storylines come together, how people decide who's the champion or who's not. And I think that's the stuff that people always want to know about.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, when it comes to, because from what I understand, we're gonna see some behind the scenes of the greatest swerve of all time with your husband coming out. Now, see, I am not mad at seeing the behind the scenes on that, just to see the guy, walking around like he's injured, and just to see the links of the secrecy. I gotta tell you, I'm probably the most excited about seeing how you all kept that such a great secret from everybody.
Well, he was so dedicated. He was so dedicated. Like, he went everywhere on those crutches. I think at the end he was thinking that the rib was on him, not on everybody else. Because anytime he left that house, he had to go on crutches. He couldn't go for a walk without the crutches. He'd come in, he'd walk up the stairs of our house with crutches on. Like, he was really, nobody's gonna get a look at me without these crutches. He'd go pick up our daughter on crutches. Really, everywhere he went, he brought them just in case anybody wanted to ask for a picture. And it's funny, it was the one time that people stopped asking for a picture because nobody wanted to bother him because he was on crutches and he was injured.
I love it. Just watching you and Seth all of these years and coming up and being the power couple that you are. And, you're a woman that has everything, right? You book, uh, acting, officially titled the GOAT from, media outlets, and you got gold right now. What conversations? Because I know Naomi's on Unreal as well. What conversations did you have with her, being in that situation where you got pregnant, had to relinquish the title, but still you up bigger than ever now. What conversations did you have with her?
Oh man, I just told her how happy I was for her. Genuinely, genuinely. Her and John, just two incredible people. Just absolutely incredible people. That baby's going to be bouncing out there with the charisma that nobody's going to be able to match, and at the end of the day, wrestling goes on, and it was going to be hard for her because she was on such a high and she was doing such great work, but that great work doesn't stop. And it'd be the same thing if she went and tore her ACL. She'd be gone for a year. She's going to be back and she's going to be better than ever, and now she's going to have something else to fight for. And also every bit is going to feel better, but at the same time not hold the same weight that it once did. And I mean that in the best possible way, because when you hold on to something so tight, you can sometimes crush it, right? But when you realize that, there's more in this world that I have to be there for, I have to be present for, I think it loosens you up a little bit, and it takes everything into perspective. And then you start thinking less about me and more about the whole business as a whole, and it really just broadens your mind in every aspect. And so she was, when she left, she was my favorite promo on the show. She was doing incredible work. Like, she was just on a different level. That level isn't going to go anywhere. Only the people are going to be so much more excited to see her when she comes back. And that's going to be amazing. I can't wait for it.
It's great. Somebody else who we gonna be excited making a return is none other than Seth.
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I feel like there's a way that he's gonna be back for Mania. I want to ask you about a dream scenario I have in my mind. Um, Seth, I don't know who he hates more, CM Punk or Bron Breakker at this point. Uh, who do you think? Is it just a toss up?
I mean, well, one is more recent, right? One is more recent, and then one is more deep set. So I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. But those are two strong possibilities.
I would love to see a triple threat. Whoever has the title, Seth, Punk, Bron Breakker. What do you think about that triple threat main event?
I'm all about it. I'm all
Yes.
about it. I know who's walking out of there the winner. So I don't mind who it is.
We don't bet against Seth, right? Seth
Hell
he's
no.
always gonna find a way to do something, man. That's why you gotta love the guy. Who is your dream opponent for this year WrestleMania going into Vegas? Do you want AJ? Because I feel like there's been a lot of title changes on Raw. So I could see a scenario where you win the Women's World Heavyweight Championship, two belts back, going into Mania. Who would you want to face?
That's genius. That is absolutely what should happen. That is absolutely what should happen. I should walk in as Becky Two Belts. I'll take the title from Stephanie, whenever that be, whether it be Royal Rumble or Elimination Chamber. Yeah, take the title off her. She can go hobble away on her boot, and then let's see if AJ Lee has gotten her manager's license yet, or if she wants to actually face me in the ring and not just try and cost me titles. Yeah, let's see about that. Let's see how she fights me if she doesn't have a team behind her, whether it be CM, complete moron, Punk, or whoever else was on her team, rotten Rhea Ripley, the rest of them.
Okay. Last woman standing match. AJ and Becky got to be a last woman standing. I would love to see that.
Oh, absolutely. She wouldn't have a whole tiny thing that she is. I'd crush her. I've been bulking. I don't know if anybody's noticed.
Two more quick questions I have for you. I want to know music wise. Netflix has done a great job of bringing hip hop on Raw. We've seen Little Yachty, we've seen Killer Mike, Dave East, a lot of great people. I want to ask you a two-sided question. Why does hip hop and wrestling work so well together? And I want to know, who are your top 5 favorite hip hop artists?
Gosh, I don't think I can answer the second one, but I'll tell you the first. I think hip hop is a rebellion, right? There's when you think of the great hip hop artists, they're the ones that are out there spitting bars against the norms of society. And I think that's what wrestling can do when it's at its best. Like when you look back at the Attitude Era, it was this grungy kind of feel of unrest, of fighting against the status quo. And I think that's what hip hop does. So that's why I think they go together. I think there's I don't know who said it, but they said if you want to know what's going on in the world, watch professional wrestling.
Mm, I love
You
it.
know, and I think you can see that. You can see the reflections of characters, and when it is done at its best, there's a rebellion. And I think that that's what hip hop also does when it is at its best. This is Becky Lynch, and tune into the Rap on Wrestling podcast. And it's not just me saying it, other people says it. Shaheem Reed says it.
There you go. Perfect. Thank you so much. Good
Thanks
luck
a
to the
million.
Bears today.
Oh, let's go. Go
There
Bears
you go.
to the Super Bowl.